I'm going to explain the 8 Sabbats on the pagan calendar. It would be nice if you could comment what your favourite Sabbat is and why. If you don't know what they are, I'm going to explain in this video. There may be one that resonates with you and you'll realise you've felt a magical energy during that time without knowing why. Or you may be an expert already and have a firm favourite. Please comment your favourite Sabbat and the reason why, and any rituals you do to celebrate. One of my favourite wellbeing activities is to sketch and draw, which is why I've decided to film this video of me sketching the various objects and symbols that are associated with each of the Sabbats. At a later date, I'd really love to do a video about chakra art, which is where you focus on a chakra, you visualise and meditate, and then create some art on anything that comes to mind. Please comment below if that's something you'd be interested in. Typically, the wheel begins on Samhain, 31st of October, which you've probably already guessed coincides with the more commonly known Halloween. All Sabbats are magical and full of ancient wisdom, but Samhain stands out because it is believed that supernatural beings and the souls of the dead come into our world. This Sabbat marks the end of summer and completion of the harvest cycle. This is what I love about the traditional festivals. It's all about tuning ourselves into the seasonal changes and energies. The colours associated with this Sabbat are orange, black and gold, and the crystals you can use at this time are black obsidian and black tourmaline. Foods are, of course, pumpkins, gourds, apples and bread. This is a time to honour our ancestors and welcome the darker days and colder nights. We express gratitude for the harvest season and everything we've accomplished that year. Samhain is a celebration of the changing seasons, so it makes sense to go for a mindful walk in nature and gather some objects to place on your altar, if you have one, and light a candle to reflect on those who have passed. Costume parties with friends and family and hosting bonfires is also a traditional way to celebrate. Next on the wheel is Yule, which falls on the 21st of December and is also known as the winter solstice. This is when the sun is at its lowest point on the horizon, and we can be certain that from this moment on, the nights will be shorter and the warm months will return. You may have already noticed it bears similarities to the Christian celebration of Christmas, with the traditional colours being red, green and gold, and we decorate evergreen trees and wreaths. Natural decorations can be crafted using dried orange slices and cinnamon sticks to represent the sun. Hosting a feast with family and friends is a great way to celebrate the return of the sun and represents the change in the solar year. Crystals to use at Yule are bloodstone, clear quartz, garnet and citrine. Rituals involve exchanging gifts with family and friends. Mistletoe is believed to symbolise the feminine and holly the masculine, which is a nod back to the pagan gods and goddesses. Yule is a time for reflection and remembrance. We can release what no longer serves us before stepping into the growing light of the coming months. Candles are a really important part of Yule, and we are actually encouraged to have them burning all through the darkest day on the winter solstice. But I would only recommend this if it's safe to do so. Next we have Imbolc, which falls on the 1st of February and is a time to celebrate the end of winter and the beginning of spring. I find this the best time to start my New Year intentions, rather than the usual January 1st when it's still dark, we're still very tired and we're still in need of rest. Crystals to use are amethyst, moss agate and malachite. Imbolc is halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, and a time to welcome the return of light and life. We can plant seeds, light a fire, cleanse our space, or even make a corn doll to honour Brigid, who is the goddess of Imbolc. Brigid is associated with fire, so we celebrate with white or red candles, or we can gather around a bonfire or fireplace and enjoy the warmth and light. Colours of Imbolc are white and silver for purity and green for new life. Taking a nature walk and looking for signs of life is another good way to honour the season. Next we have Ostara, or the spring equinox, which takes place between the 19th and the 22nd of March. This is a time when light finally triumphs over darkness, as the days and nights are equal in length. Symbols of the season are spring flowers, fairies, butterflies and eggs. And the colours are pastels, yellows, oranges, lavender and green. We can plant flowers indoors and set intentions, watching it bloom into fruition with the flowers. And each time we water the plant, we must visualise our goals and intentions coming true. Crystals to use during Ostara are tiger's eye, carnelian and rose quartz to welcome the new beginnings. It's Beltane, 1st of May, spring is at its peak and summer is on its way. Sometimes Beltane is also referred to as May Day, and this holiday was traditionally associated with fertility. Bonfires are often used to represent the warmth of the season, but they're also a good focal point for people to celebrate around. People also would dance around maypoles to encourage fertility and to celebrate it as well. Crystals used at this time are aventurine, sapphire and rose quartz. Next we have the summer solstice, or Letha, which falls on June 21st. Here we are celebrating the beginning of summer because it's the longest day of the year and the shortest night. We can decorate our home with flowers, practice yoga outdoors or host a barbecue for family and friends. Crystals to use at this time are tiger's eye and emerald. Letha is also a time of personal growth, so it's a perfect time to pick up a new skill or hobby. You could buy a book related to that skill and then make sure that you practice it outside, enjoying the warmth of the sun, and feel that warmth helping you accomplish your goals. This is also a perfect time for manifesting, so we can get outside with our crystals and visualise all those goals that we want to achieve in the coming year coming to fruition. Next we have Lammas or Lunasta, which falls on the 1st of August and marks the beginning of the harvest season and is also one of the 4 fire festivals in the Wheel of the Year. We are invited to give thanks to the spirits and deities for the harvest. Traditionally, people would bake bread with the first grain of the harvest. I still like to bake bread during Lammas to connect back to nature and simplicity. Flowers for Lunasta are sunflowers, and crystals tend to be warm, seasonal colours. Rituals for Lunasta include decorating an altar with symbols of the season. One of these symbols are scythes, as they would have been used to cut the grain. We can use corn dollies. Some people like to make their own. This is something I've yet to try. Apples, sunflowers, and any other harvested crops or crops that would be harvested at this time of year. Are you an artist or a craftsman? Lu is the Celtic god of craftsmanship, and so this is a brilliant time to create something in his name. It's also a really good time to visit some artisan fairs and to support local artists in your community. Lu was also believed to favour athleticism, so traditionally people would take part in friendly competitions with friends and family and still do that to this day. It's a really good way to enjoy the warm weather, as this is the last of the lighter seasons, and next the Sabbats will be going into the darker months. Next is Mabon, or the autumn equinox, which falls on the 22nd of September. It is the second harvest festival and a time when day and night are equal in length. It is a time of balance, equality and harmony, and we can use this time to reflect and give thanks to nature. Ways to celebrate could be apple picking, having a picnic, going on an autumnal walk, or decorating and clearing out our homes. Celebrating the 8 Sabbats helps us connect back with nature and lean into the energies that each season brings and the changes that come with it.